Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible. With special thanks to Nine Knives, Revenant, Alois, Anerdinwarpaint, Dragon Matrix 7, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, Kazorm, Lima, Nathan Welch Jr., Tomasz Piątkowski, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, let's get started. Lily, what are you doing? And welcome back to Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. As we, I guess we're in for a bit of a hodgepodge today. We've got 8 or 9 things left on our to-do list, and I'm not sure there's any way for us to really theme them this time around. So we're just going to keep plugging away. We'll knock out a couple of conversations, we'll push a few others back to Act 2, and then we'll head for the market. See if we can clear those last few optional combat encounters. Get ourselves just slightly closer to level 6 before we lay siege to the Grey Garrison. Now, before we get started, I will note I did do a small amount of off-screen grinding, about half an hour or so. Mostly just enough to take Nenio on the round so he could grab all those crafting nodes. Then I took the extra gold, about 1,500, maybe 2,000, grabbed a few extra items from the local vendors, including all the crafting ingredients from Rathamus's inventory, and we are currently sitting about 3,000 experience points shy of level 6, which is going to be a big one for us. Not sure we'll actually be able to fill the rest of that gap before we start the siege, but fingers crossed. That said, let's jump right in. It's time to learn a bit more about the world around us and the people who are occupying it. And since I think it's pretty well established at this point that Ember is going to be an enduring staple of our party, we'll start with her. The elf in front of you is young, still an adolescent by the standard of their long-lived folk. A childish, carefree smile plays on her face, and her wandering eyes linger on you for just a moment before darting off again into the distance. Terrible scars cover her body, and a few of her fingers are missing. A crow sits on her shoulder, observing you with its clever black eyes. Ember, I gotta say, I am both, impressed and confused by you. How do you maintain that spark of hope in the face of all this bleakness? Hope? She tilts her head and continues with a smile. No, hope is a lie. What should we hope for? This world is in the hands of demons. The gods can't help, or they don't want to, or they forgot about us altogether. The people know they're about to be eaten by demons, but still they quarrel with each other, and fight and steal. There's no hope, only us. We'll have to win without hope. It will be hard. The entire abyss is against us. We can only win by some miracle, which means we'll have to make one happen. What other choice do we have? We'll work a miracle and win, because we have to. The elf smiles broadly and nods to herself. Gosh, Ember, I will admit, I thought you'd say something a bit more uplifting. Why don't you tell me more about yourself? Well, they call me Ember. I used to live in the River City, and now I walk with you. That's my story. Okay, I was hoping for slightly more details than that. Why do they call you Ember? I've had many names. When I was little, Mom and Dad called me Dove or Cricket or Kitten. Dad called me his Ray of Sunshine. And when my mom was cross, she called me by a long name, a grown-up one. I can't remember it, no matter how hard I try. Then, when I came to live in the River City, the good people called me different funny names, like Ember or Torch or Smoke. I don't know why. They called me Bird Brain because I have a crow. They called me Lucky 7 because of my fingers. She raises her hands. The middle finger on her right hand and the 2 smaller fingers on her left are missing. They sometimes called me Grilled Meat and said I was stupid. But I didn't feel hurt. I mean, they're right. I really am silly. They didn't mean to hurt me. Ember, I'm not... Okay, yeah, sure. I like Ember. It's a good word. Embers are like people. On the outside, they're gray and cold like stones, but they're warm inside. You can blow on them and they'll start a fire to help you survive a cold night. And that's wonderful, isn't it? Ember it is. Hey, whatever makes you happy, Ember. I am not one to argue as long as you are content. I mean, I would with other people, but not with you. So where'd you come from before the River City ransom? Far away, from the flower country. The girl gestures vaguely, off into the distance. It's so beautiful there. Everywhere there's flowers blooming, golden towers, and waterfalls. And everyone is like me, with pointy ears. There's no round-eared people, no short ones, no horned heads. We lived there together, me and my mom and dad. Mom and Dad argued a lot. Dad used to say that all the good people should go on the crusade and fight the demons. And Mom said he was silly because it was so far away and none of our business. And that he shouldn't abandon his child. She meant me. But he didn't abandon me. He took me along. He said I was born the same year as the hole to the demon world opened. He said it was a sign that I would be one of the heroes who close it. Of course, I'm not a hero, but I'm here anyway, helping as much as I can. Oh, so that would make Ember near 100 years old, I think. I believe the Mendevian Crusades have been going on for about a century now. So, Ember, did you ever tell me how you got those scars? It happened by accident. My dad and I came sailing down the river to join the crusade. Dad said that all the good people were going to the world wound to heal it. He said that the crusaders were the best people in the world, and together we were going to win. But when we arrived at the River City, the crusaders got everything mixed up. They thought my dad and I were bad and decided to burn us at the stake. Dad died, and I cried so loudly that one good night realized it was all a big mistake. He started yelling at the other crusaders, even the one in charge, and then walked right into the fire and got me out. The others wanted to stop him, but he took out his sword and scared them away. The kind knight took me to a healer. I later learned that while the knight was pulling me from the flames, he himself was burned so badly that he died not long after. But I'm still alive. A few fingers missing and my skin is funny. I've lived in the River City ever since. I never had my own house, but I had many friends, and then the demons came, and I met you. And you know what happened after that. What can I say, Ember? It's messed up what happened to you, but it is also a pretty good example of what happens when folks just stop thinking for themselves and start doing whatever the so-called moral and legal authorities tell them to do. Then you end up like that clown, Halrin, and we saw what happened to him. No, you see, for some reason, they were afraid of us. We were their friends, and there were lots of them, and just 2 of us. And they had weapons, but they still looked at my dad and me like we were going to bite their heads off. Even when we were already on fire, even when the good knight was carrying me away in his arms, they looked at us with terror. I don't think fear ever has any reason to it. It just lives inside people and makes them do evil. Sure, kiddo. Sweet dreams are made of these, but who am I to disagree? So after all that, how'd you survive on your own? The elf shrugs. There are many good people in the River City. When I sang for them in the streets, they'd often give me coins, or bread, or sometimes even clothes. I shared everything with the other homeless, and they showed me where it's safe to sleep, where I could get out of the rain and cold, where I could find discarded things. When the demons destroyed the River City, I looked for my friends, but I found no one. They probably all died. The homeless have no supplies or weapons or basements to hide in, and the knights won't protect them either. Knights are like gods, so self-important. They're saving the world, after all. What do they care about the homeless? Still smiling, the girl shrugs. No, I'm sure they're fine. Anyway, who do you pray to? The girl shakes her head with an unwavering smile. Dad taught me to pray to Iomedae. He said she was a kind goddess, and she called people to crusade against evil. The knights who burned my dad and me worshipped her too. They even lit the fire with a prayer to her. And she did nothing to help us. But then one kind knight, alone, without any gods, changed his mind and saved me. I think the gods are the same as us. They don't understand anything, and they're scared of everything. So they hurt themselves and the rest of us. People worship the gods only because they're afraid of being responsible for themselves. And the gods listen to the praise, and they become smug and arrogant, and begin to believe that they're better than us. But they're no better. They're silly sinners, just like the rest of us. Sometimes I pray to the gods, different ones, the good ones, the bad ones. I ask them to stop. Stop fighting and hurting each other. I don't know if they ever hear me, but if they do, the knight who wanted to burn me, he was able to change his mind and do a good deed. If he can change, maybe Baphomet can, too. Huh. Okay, Ember, if you don't pray to any particular god, then where do your powers come from? How do you do those tricks? These tricks? I have them from my grandma. She used to be my father's grandma, and before that, his father's. I don't think that's how it works, but sure. I've never seen her myself, but she's very clever and kind. When I lived on the street, sometimes she left food for me, or a blanket in the winter. Sometimes I feel her stroking my hair as I fall asleep, but if I open my eyes, there's no one around. She also sent me soot. She scratches the crow's beak, and the bird grumbles happily in response. She tells Soot how to do different tricks, and Soot teaches me. Shoot. It seems that Ember doesn't know who gives her these powers. Her familiar was obviously sent by a powerful creature of good, perhaps an angel or a fae, though you couldn't say exactly who. Alright, looks like we flubbed the associated religion check, but we did pass that check back in the beta series, so I can find out who it was easily enough. It was Grandmother Crow, an Imperial Lord, I think. I'll have to look it up after I'm done recording. Thanks, Ember. Oh, not at all. I didn't really tell you anything. If you say so. Alright, Ember, I'd best be off. We've got work to do. So go. The elf watches you with a radiant smile on her lips. Ember is interesting. She's like the opposite side of the same coin as characters like Valerie and Harem, who have much more vindictive reasons for refusing to worship any gods. Well, not Harem. I mean, he followed Grotus, obviously. But that still comes pretty close. Anyway, next on our list, we've got a few things to show the Storyteller, just so we can get the associated quests marked in our journal. Let's run through those real quick, and then we'll see how we're doing on time. Storyteller, got some new stuff for you to look at. The Storyteller nods politely. Let me touch them, and I'll tell you what I can. The Storyteller fiddles with a fragment of a gold buckle. An old thing, created long ago by divine will, but the power that gave birth to it is lost in the darkness. However, the relic still lives on, though it has changed. I wonder what secret it is hiding. Would you like to know? Bring me 5 vials of magic essence, and I will revive this object, and with it, its story. Hey, there we go. That's quest number 1. The elf looks at you with unusual impatience. Shall we? We shall indeed. Though, of course, we've already talked to him about the purple stone knife. That is apparently associated with Discari in some way, and my current theory is that it's part of his massive scythe, Rift Carver. So let's start with Radiance. The Storyteller touches the blade with his finger. Sadness rings in his voice. Dresden is doomed. Demons attacked right when we lost the protection of the Sword of Valor. My city, my bastion of hope. We built you as a symbol that the lands mutilated by the abyss could still be restored to mortals. Now you are perishing, and there is nothing I can do. We retreat. No, we flee. A frightened crowd rushes out into the night through the southern gate. They are chased by the angry howls of demons, killing the last defenders of the citadel. My heart goes out to them, but I'm standing still on the wall. I am covering the retreat. Demons do not attack. They seethe around you, fall from the sky, strike from all sides at once. They can't be stopped, but they can be distracted. I run to the upper floor of the gate tower. Radiance glows with a golden light in my hands. I permit myself to close my eyes for just one heartbeat. I imagine that the soft glimmering of the sword I see through my closed eyelids is the light of the summer sun. I smile. I open my eyes and call out, "Hey, Discari Spawn! Who wants the best trophy of the night? You know my name, Yaniel. You know how many of you I have killed with this very hand. You want to curry favor with Derazond, Manago, or the echo of your lord? Bring them my head. If you can." Roaring and screaming, they rush toward me in a wave of deformed bodies and unfurled wings. The wave crashes against me, spattering my armor with bloody froth. Broken wings and chopped-up bodies plummet to the foot of the tower. In the heat of the battle, I see Joran's pale face down there. He looks up at me in desperation, but he can't help. He's carrying 2 wounded on his shoulders. My city will fall, but my friends will survive. This is what I am fighting for. I am covering the retreat. The flow of fleeing people gradually dwindles. My armor is broken in many places, and I cannot heal my wounds anymore. The last demon I stabbed with radiance suddenly recoils, tearing the handle out of my blood-slicked hand. He flies up, but falls somewhere far behind the walls, by the road being taken by those fleeing. No more golden glow in my hands. The night closes in on me, filled with shrieking, mocking demon laughter. Drezen, I am dying with you. Light of the sword, righteous Iomade, accept my soul. The storyteller runs his hand along the blade with a sad smile. I know whose memory this is. I've heard about her so many times. Yaniel was a true crusader. Touching her memories is so cleansing. Is that all? Do you see anything else about the future? Just one of the numerous possibilities. The blind elf touches the sword hilt, and metal rings in his voice. I slide out of the sheath swiftly. I proudly watch the army of warriors led by my lord. I sing, slashing the air, putting courage in their hearts. I am Radiance, tremble city of Drezen. My lady Yaniel has perished, but I am not done yet. Charge! The storyteller returns the sword to you. It is nice to know that this sword's glory days are not over. It has many battles ahead. Take care of it. It is a glorious sword. Well, thanks for that, storyteller. I will certainly take good care of it. How about this, the scale of Terendelev? The storyteller takes a deep breath and smiles. I am flying. I can finally spread my wings. I am gliding over a broad river. The sunset has turned its surface smooth like a mirror, and I see my reflection. It is as if another silver dragon is rising to meet me from the depths. But what is it? The scales on my chest are black, and the darkness is spreading over my body. I wake up. A clear sky sways above me, blazing with heat. I am in human form. The red dust of the wound clings to my cracked lips. Someone is carrying me on a stretcher made of shields and spears. I am so weak I can barely lift my hand to my face. The sight of my own hand terrifies me. It is black and the skin glistens like scales melted by fire. I probably ought to cry, but I only feel hatred and nausea. All these people around me. Out of sympathy for them did I choose to leave the mountains. I gave up my flights over rivers. I went to the demon's lair. They don't have a scratch on them, but I am infected with foulness. It's not fair. My life is more precious than their pathetic existence. Oh, how I hate them in this moment. And then I suddenly feel shame. No, these are not my thoughts. The Crusaders carrying me are my good friends. I am glad they did not suffer. But I hate them and myself so much. Pain and hatred pierce me all at once. It's all because of them. All because of them. Someone walking beside me touches me, talks to me. But the only thing I hear is, "Your mentor. He will come. He will help." And I lose consciousness. The storyteller takes a deep breath, exiting the vision. Wow, are you sure this is Tyrendelev? I mean, I only knew her for like 30 seconds, but that really doesn't sound like her. Tyrendelev has come a long way. Her unit was ambushed by demons once, and she was infected with foulness. The Tyrendelev you met in Kenabres had gone through many trials, and regained her former purity. Oh, okay. So what happened after that? The storyteller puts his hand to his forehead. Sometimes the past can be as vague as the future. We all know how Tyrendelev's story ended, but the beginning is hidden from us. Maybe if you find something that used to belong to her, we will know more about her struggle. Which, of course, would be the claw that was mentioned back in the Tower of Estrid. However, no matter what we learn, remember, her soul, the soul of a true dragon, overcame every obstacle, endured every torment. She was able to purify herself, for dragons are truly powerful, not only in body, but in spirit, too. Neat. That means almost nothing to me, because I am not a dragon. Pretty sure Kaz isn't either, but I haven't checked. Kaz? No. Alright, storyteller. We do still need to ask him about his backstory, I think, but I think we'll hold off on that for now. We'll push that back to Act 2 after we've tracked down those notes he wants us to find for him. In fact, looking at my timer here, I can see that we are just pushing the 25-minute mark, so I was hoping we'd have time for Sela, but she's pretty chatty, and I don't want this to eat up too much of the episode. Let's go ahead and push her back, too. I think that should be fine, as long as we do get to know her a bit better before we embark on her special side quest. Oh, but we do need to get some rest before we head back out. I was in such a rush to go balance out the dialogue with combat that I almost forgot. Let's get this taken care of real quick. We'll go ahead and have Waljif start tinkering with a scroll for Nenio, just to fill out her spellbook a bit. That's fine. And get some rest.
You know, I wonder, are you always such a nightmare, or are you making an exception just for us Raven? You probably act differently around highborn folk.
You're quite mistaken, my scaled friend. I don't treat people like dirt because they are of a lower station than I am. I simply treat people like dirt. All of them.
Yeah, he is very consistent. The funny thing about Darren is that whilst he definitely is unpleasant, intentionally so, he doesn't really strike me as someone who would be prone to stabbing us in the back. Not unless we went out of our way to deliberately antagonize him. And even then it would be insults and humiliation and trying to diminish or undermine our victories. Not something physical, I imagine. That one story he told about the staged kidnapping definitely seemed to highlight that he just doesn't have the stomach for actual physical confrontation. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get ourselves back out in the field and balance out the dialogue with some nice, visceral combat. We will, of course, head straight for the market. That is the one challenge that remains for us in Kenabres. Alright, I need to take stock of our resources, double-check our hotbars, and set up our buffs, not to mention top off my drink. So, let's hit the pause button, and we will be right back. And we are back. We've got our buffs set, and my drink topped off, so I think we're about ready to go. Though, before we do, I should touch on the new gear that we've got equipped. I forgot to do that back in the Defender's Heart. The Flaming Short Sword we pulled from Indara. That is on Woljif now. We'll see how that works for us. And I also grabbed the Dark Veil from the Tavern Keeper. That'll grant us total concealment from range attacks once per day, but only for 1 minute. So we'll have to use it sparingly. We also picked up the Gloves of the Neophyte for Ember, which is minor, but it was cheap. That's +1 on her level 1 spells, which does include the Magic Missile Ring, so that's nice. Though, more importantly, it also appears to have given her all her fingers back, so although it looks a bit weird, I'll call that a fair trade-off. Congratulations, Ember. Now we just need to find her some nice shoes. Maybe a hat. And Baron's got the Wand of Cure Disease. I think that's it. Alright, let's go kill stuff. I'm actually not entirely sure where they ended up settling. They were still balancing out the post-siege bonus encounters in the final beta. So, we'll just do a methodical sweep, see what we run into. Though I do know what the biggest encounters are. Those I'm actually not sure we're tough enough to handle, but I guess we'll find out. That's half the fun. You may notice me saving slightly more often than usual. Ah, rats. I suppose that's as good a warm-up as any, though I still have no idea if they're working as intended or not.
Time to share the treasures.
Interesting. That did less than I expected. So why did they take reduced damage from Woljif, but not from Vex or Sela? Okay, well, it's not because they're fire resistant. Alright, so they still don't deal damage on contact. Which means, really, they're just free XP, as long as we don't end our turn in a swarm.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
It's weird that swarms went from being one of the most terrifying things in Pathfinder to one of the least threatening. Hi there. I think that's essentially just a zombie horse, so no big deal. Yeah, durable, but not all that dangerous. They are immune to mind effects, though, so Ember will just hang back. Pushing up. There we go.
The light take you!
Nice, nice. Wow, he did not like being planked. Thank you, Waljeff. Nice hit. So that's another 70... No, 81 experience points. Out of about 2,500 we need to hit level 6. It's a process. Oh, nice. And it looks like our vendor trash dumps are still here. Huh. I honestly thought they would be wiped when the market got revised. That is a pleasant surprise. How's our athletics score looking? No, that's cutting it too close. We'll just go around the long way. Oh, you know what? That actually works out for us too, because that brings us right by our first big optional encounter. Now it's actually slightly tougher, I think. Yeah, he's got reinforcements now. Let's see how this goes. We'll just make sure we've got some nice unobstructed charge paths. And set up a couple of extra short-term buffs. Not to mention a tactical save. Let's see here. Well, here goes nothing. Oh. Was it you who summoned me? Allow me to repay you. Solid hit from land, but that's just a quarter of its life bar. Let's do some setup here. Okay. We've got a 45% chance on Slumber. Nice, that puts him at about 60%. And we've got more ads to deal with. Let's have Zorm run interference. Okay, here's the big one. Yes, 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 yes. All right. That buys us time to deal with the ads. We'll circle back to the Brock right after. Zorm's still in it.
Out of my sight!
Oh, that's not good. To be fair, this is really just a minor inconvenience. It would be lethal if the rock was still standing. Lan. Very nice.
Into the fray.
Okay, now we have a problem. Nice, thank you, Walja. No, do not walk in the cloud.
I will see to your demise.
Nice.
The inheritor, guide my blade.
Ooh. Come on, guys. They should save pretty quickly, now that the cloud's down. Evil Eye's not once a day, right? Yeah, we're fine. Oh, lovely. Well, I don't want to squander that. So you know what? Let's push our luck here. This thing's not going to stay down much longer, so we'll see if we can get lucky. Fingers crossed. That's not going to do it. Well, I may have just made a terrible mistake. This thing's going to open with an AoE, so let's have Ember fall back. Oof. Yeah, that's not great. Seela.
Cover me, all right?
Just keep going.
The light, take you.
Oh, thank goodness. And bless you. Oof. Made things a bit hard on myself with that premature coup de grace. Probably could have waited an extra round on that. But, you know, it all worked out in the end. Sometimes you take a chance, sometimes it doesn't pay off. But it certainly kept it exciting. We're still in pretty good shape, too, so let's push on. I will note, that is where we would have found that mithril shield if we had done things in the right order. Oh. Abracandaloo. What can an Abracandaloo do? Die. Three. Okay, 3 Abracandaloo, not a big deal.
Into the fray.
Sleep. Thank you, Ember. There's another one.
Stab you or zap you. Why not both?
And we're almost done. Yep, like I said, not a big deal. Next up, we've got the graveyard. Actually, let me just tap the quick save button real quick. I don't normally make a habit of doing this while I'm recording, but I just want to make sure we don't lose too much progress if I happen to push our luck a little too far. Wait, did I misremember the map? This is where we saw the Nabasu. No, the graveyard's right past this. Nice hit. That was slightly less impressive, but we'll take what we can get. Nice, nice. Short sword of liquidation? Sorry to cut you short, sword. I'm going to add that to my list of silly items to sprinkle into my next campaign I never end up running. Love the idea of doing one, just don't have the time. Graveyard's clear. Side street looks... oh! Spoke too soon. We've got swirling masses of free XP. Two. What did you think I wouldn't invest in combat reflexes? Please. Oof, we're just 1,500 shy. Right, now we're coming up on the side street where we fought the Shadows and Necromancer. The Shadowed Boulevard appears to be clear. Slightly more corpses than I remember. Okay, that's new. Looks to be a dead Inquisitor. Let's go ahead and refresh some short-term buffs.
Smile, the world's not ending just yet.
Trust in yourself. This war must end.
Oh, yes, Communal Protect. That's not normally part of my rotation, so I almost forgot I had it. Here we go. Hi there. Oh, nice. It wasted its opening shot on a mirror image. But it still drained land. Ember, please, 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 please. Nope. Guess we're doing this the hard way.
Distract them from me.
Okay, okay. Ghouls incoming. Guys, I am going to need you to roll slightly higher than that. Let's bump you down. We'll have land focus on ads.
You won't survive me.
Oh, no. No, I do not approve of what has just happened. Hold on now. This is fine. Rip and tear. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Yes, that's what I wanted.
The light take you!
We have to clear the ads. They're too dangerous while we're paralyzed. Nice. No! Go away! Lands back in. Okay. No, please stop. Please stop. Please. My blood.
Into the fray!
Ghouls. Ghouls, ghouls, ghouls. Too cool for ghouls. Nice. Yes, yes.
Endure this!
Yes, yes. Heal. Okay. I don't like that.
Inheritor, guide my blade!
Well, man, what's going on? Oh, right, I forgot that you suck at will saves. Well. Go away. Yes. Not much of a crit storm, but we'll take it. We'll take it. Darren. I'm too scared to bring Ember back in, but we could unparalyze Waljeff. No, I think it's more important to keep Seela on her feet. Guys. Yes. Kaz. Oh.
Yes?
I have a headache. I have a stress headache from that one fight. But we won. Victory. The winner is us. Oh boy, I'll tell you, I really just want to go lie down now, but the show must go on. Let's see what that netted us, and then we'll finish sweeping the market, and then I'll lie down. Ring of Protection +1. Very nice. We will certainly take that. Amulet of Devouring. Whenever the wearer of this amulet lands a killing blow with a natural attack, he gains temporary hit points equal to his character level. Not too shabby. We'll go ahead and toss that right on our MVP, Kaz. Though I will say now, that is purely temporary. Just until we can find a nice amulet of natural armor. Or maybe an amulet of, agile punch. I forget what you call them. Amulet of, mighty bitey. Alright, 2 halfway decent defensive items. Oh, and some chainmail +1, which we'll never use, but that's some decent sales fodder. Not bad. Certainly worth the year or so it took off my life. Is what I'll say now, but I will curse it on my deathbed. Huh, I guess it was only land that pulled negative levels. That's an easy fix, just a slightly expensive one. Okay, so I think it's just the raised platform and the southwest corner. Yeah. That's fine, guys. You just go ahead and run 1,000 miles ahead of everyone else. I'm sure that won't end terrible. Hey, Ellie. Why are you headbutting my face? What are you doing? What are you doing? Nope, don't sit there. Alright, Rat Cubby is clear. Statue platform is not clear. Hey, buddy, what are you doing back here? Alright, I'll bite. Help! Somebody, please save me! The tiefling's voice is hoarse from his repeated and fruitless calls for help. Is that you? I'm begging you, get me out of here, please! Those rats left me here to rot. But you can save me! I am fairly certain we already saved you. I'm not sure he's supposed to be here. Unless the joke is that he came back right after we saved him the first time and got himself stuck again. Hey, is that you, Waljif? Brother, buddy, help me out. Don't leave me to die here. Waljif's panicked eyes dart between you and the trapped tiefling. Hey there, buddy. Sure, I'll help. Vex, we are going to help him, right? I don't know. I feel like we've already played this out once. You are the guy we rescued earlier, right? Does it matter? I'm about 5 minutes away from being rat food. No, don't go. I'll tell you everything. Just don't leave me here. Right, yeah, okay. He's definitely repeating dialogue now, so I don't think he's supposed to be here. I think this is a misfiring event because it didn't properly remember that we already saved him the first time around. But, since we're here, what's in it for us? I'll pay you. Get me out of here and I'll tell you where the lowlives who left me behind here stashed their money. Good enough. Let's rock and roll. Ellie, stop poking my face, please. You easily clear the rubble and free the trapped tiefling. Again. Whew, I'm alive. I'm actually alive. Thank you. I'll remember your kindness for the rest of my life. The tiefling nods at the cleared rubble. That way leads to the cellar of the Grey Garrison. We stashed a few crates of some real good booze in there. I'm not going back in there, no way. But if you're crazy enough to do it, take whatever you want. It's yours. I promised to tell you where our stash is, didn't I? Right, listen up. There's some stairs not far from here. Go to the bottom of them, and you'll find gold hidden in one of the barrels there. Take all of it. Nothing's too much for my rescuer. Well, so long. I'm going to get the hell away from these bloody ruins as fast as I can. And you should do the same. Thanks again for helping me out. Hey, don't mention it. Anytime. As long as you're paying. Speaking of which, where is that stash? Barrels at the bottom of the stairs. Aha. Interesting. So it does look like we could only find this if we rescued him post-siege. Which I imagine under normal circumstances would also preclude recruiting the tieflings for the assault on the Grey Garrison. Not bad. Alright, let's wrap this up. We've just got one area left. Also, my headache has gone away, which is good. Maybe Ellie poked it right out of my skull. Thank you. Yeah, she's still here. She's just chilling out in the cat bed I set up next to my computer. Hey guys, don't mind us. Oh. Alright, let's set up here. Or we could just fight immediately, that's fine too. Holy moly. Okay, so Zombie Horse apparently beats Raptor. I did not see that coming. Yes, hello again, Ellie. Did I forget to feed you, or what's going on here?
No glory without risk.
Oh, the waiting's never fun.
We will win this war.
Alright, we really do need to wrap this up because Ellie is becoming increasingly aggressive about demanding my attention. It can't be food time, though, because if that were the case, I'd see Rain and Kaiser and Layla lurking around here somewhere, too, but they are nowhere in sight. Nope, that's not true. I can see Layla in the corner. She's over on the cat scratch pads. Anyway, yes, we do need to wrap this up. Let me just check this one last road here. And I think we're good. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, and look at that. We're actually pretty close to level 6. You know, I might go ahead and do some off-screen grinding just to fill that last gap. That would be about 12 random encounters. But pushing up to level 6 could certainly be worth it before we head into the Grey Garrison. Let's head back to the Defender's Heart. I'll think about it. If we're lucky, we might ping an extra random encounter or two on the way back, just to further narrow that gap. Lovely. Giant spiders. No significant threat.
Precision and grace.
$40 XP. Come on, Darren. Can we get one more? Ah, alright. Fair enough. Okay, let's go dump all this vendor trash, see how much that gets us. Then I think we're at a good breaking point. And I will scoop up Ellie, and I will carry her into oblivion. Yeah, that's right, I'm talking about you. No, that wasn't an invitation to poke me in the face again. Ellie is very responsive to eye contact. Yeah, not a ton of gold, but we'll take what we can get. That said, yeah, I think we're at a good stopping point. We'll hit the pause button for now. I'll go ahead and take care of a bit more off-screen bookkeeping. And I think I will go do some more grinding. We only need like 800 experience points. And then that way we'll be ready to take care of our level 6 level ups right when we start next time round. Though I think I'll go ahead and take care of that RetconRaider episode, the second pile of lore books, before we actually attack the Grey Garrison. Might as well get the lore dump out of the way just in case any of it's relevant, not to mention it'll unlock all those special bonuses. So yeah, pause button now, books later, and we will pick up here after that. See you then. Come here, Ellie. What, now you don't want attention? Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official social media feeds, or the official store pages. And if you'd like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things, or maybe even check out the Patreon. Links are in the description.
I simply treat people like dirt. All of them.